Hello Trade Ideas users, going to do a little outside the box thinking video here on how we can use simulated trading in a couple of fashions. One, simulated trading to practice auto trading, setting auto strategies, letting those run while we're here at the desk monitoring and seeing how those do. And then at the same time we can use these auto strategies that are running and their open P&L, total P&L columns as a watch list of the day to give us ideas while we're sitting in front of the computer and just to interpret the data in another way. So first thing I'd like to do here is show any user that doesn't know how to already connecting a strategy. So simply if you go to a Brokerage Plus tab here, if you don't have one open, you can find that here in New and come to Brokerage Plus. That is where we'll open that from. I have one open already and it will look something like this. Each person may design theirs a little differently by changing the columns, much like you can change the columns on the AI by right-clicking the window. And you'll see the columns here. And here, just like with the AI, you have the master list on the right, the selected list or the viewed list on the left, and you can move them by selecting, clicking left to right or right to left, so on and so forth, until you have the configuration that you like to have across here displaying the data that you like. We are not during live market hours. However, during the live market hours, I get my drawing tool out here, this open P&L column here for you. That's going to have what your active P&L is in each one of these positions for you. And it's a great way to take a look at the data that's coming in, what is working, what is not working. And this way you can also maybe tune down the noise, not having too many windows running at once. You know the old saying, analysis paralysis. So during the day, tracking these stocks, you may see in the blue here things that have been moving up. They're in the positive. We show the bad too here, things that were moving down. So what I did today was I took a strategy that I had been working on for some auto trading, and we come to the strategies tab. Right click, we go load from cloud, as the strategy must be saved to the cloud, and that one happened to be my liked Autobot is what I'm calling that strategy. We'd simply double click on it, and by doing that it would land here under this right here, along with all the default strategies that are there. From there we would take the strategy with a right click, and we're going to go to the edit trading strategy just to make sure that we're doing what we like. Now this morning when I started, I did make an error, and this is why it's good to practice these things in paper long before we make it to real money on any sort of auto trading. This morning in my order details tab, I did not change my risk value here to 100 per share. I had left it at a hefty 1,000 per share, looking like that. Not realizing that, moved to the risk management. I had set my stops and my targets on this, and when the first trade of the day fired, the results was this. 15,000 shares taken, and a strategy that I really wanted to take 151 shares. So with that said, that's the loss that it would have given me today, and that would be a hefty loss for anybody to take on a mistake. And again, why this gives us a twofold opportunity here to practice our auto trading and to interpret data while we're sitting here for our day trading or swing trading if we like. We're going to erase that there. So as we came through the day, you could see here some of these strategies or some of these tickers worked well that came through the strategy as we click around the horn here where the buys and sells were throughout the day. And essentially a strategy or a ticker that comes through like this, we may get the signal here in an alert, but the alert passes as it continues to give alerts and you're trying to look at other alerts. Well, now this signal is here in our P&L and we can track it actively through the day. I may have found that maybe this had some interest to me and I could have marked it with a price alert right here like so. Earlier in the day when the buy was made and say, well, it made a big run here. Let's see on the pullback if I can like it there and give myself another opportunity to get in. Plenty of meat on the trade that way. So this just gives you another way to interpret the data that's coming in as you're actively tracking, once again, this P&L column here throughout the day, your open P&L, at the same time practicing your auto trading if that is something that you have an interest in. You don't even have to have an interest in auto trading for this to really work as well. Once again, I found for myself personally that I started to do better trading when I turn down the noise. And this is a good way to turn down the noise, focus on specific windows, attaching them to this, and letting the strategies fire one by one. And so you only see one symbol coming through, being tracked that entire time. If we click through, we can see how this could have worked throughout the whole day here. We got the entry signal here, and there's plenty of room afterwards for a move up. We only came down and touched that entry signal again before the end of the day, gave us another beautiful move up. Every user is going to be different, what they like to look in a chart. Some charts may interest you, some may not, but it's just an excellent way to track the data that's coming through. Once again here, we can see that strategy gave us an entry there, all right, and we kind of messed around here in a range, if you will, before taking a leg up, a leg down, and a leg up again. You can do this with any strategy that you like. You could load something from the channel bar over here. Perhaps you like the Alpha Predator channel, or something from the Trader's Vault, and you can attach any of those by saving those strategies from here to your cloud, and then moving them from the cloud using the Strategies tab once again, loading it here. And then just make sure once you've loaded any strategy, you want to try to keep it as realistic as possible, and that is done here in the Edit Strategy. We can find a configuration that we are looking long on our strategy. We can enter a start time and an end time for the strategy to fire. Here you can see I said just send the symbols once for the day, so this way there wasn't an overload on too many shares being taken for the symbol, to keep it more realistic for my purposes. We can make the strategy stop sending after 10, for example, so that we can once again limit the amount of data that's coming through if we like. Here's where we can set the order details. I use my position sizing based on a stop loss. You can use it on fixed dollars or fixed shares if that's something you like. Set your risk value for that there. Here's our order entry, set for limit for me. I've gone with a 4-cent limit offset there. You can adjust these according to your risk plan, of course. And then once again, the order entry itself. Here is in the risk management tab. This is where you're going to find, do you want to set it by percent or dollar, or is there a formula that you want to set it with? And that would be done here. Just a quick note on that, not all formulas work. It has to be a formula where the order can be sent to the broker. For example, a moving average will not work as an order, as a moving average is constantly in flux and your broker cannot account for that. Put it back to percent where I started it. And last but not least, of course, here we have a hold time. I had everything set to end at the end of today, but if you were setting this for something like a swing strategy, of course, we could swap it to here at market open or market close, and then select that time frame, how many days we'd like to add to it from there. So I hope that you all find this very helpful. It's an outside the way box looking and using Brokerage Plus and the auto trading so that you can do two things: avoid errors like I've made down here, and practice your auto trading. And once again, maybe you have a strategy that you like, but you want to turn down the noise of that strategy, and this is a great way to have it fire, see how it will do, and actively track that, once again, I think very important column to watch, that open P&L column throughout the day, and how that is working up and down for you, giving you more and more of what we like to call our trade ideas. And thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.